Hi there, welcome to No Nonsense Whiskey. My name's VinPF and on today's episode we're going over to GlenAllachie and we're checking out one of their new exclusive releases. Now I will say at the top of the show they sent me this for review, and actually a massive kudos to them because after a fairly long wait they got in touch and said have I got it yet, and I hadn't got it yet and it got lost in the post, and thankfully they sent me another one, which is amazing considering the very few bottles of this that are available. So yeah, a massive thank you to them for that. And of course you can go and check out the links in the description below should you want to purchase this, because this is a exclusive to their own web shop, which is pretty cool I think. Let's get into it and see what we got. So here, I mean, in terms of what this whiskey is called, you'd call it the GlenAllachie exclusive 2011, and this is a 12-year-old whiskey. All of the information, this is, I love these bottles because all of the information is given to me pretty much on the bottle and on the box, which I've got just here. I don't usually bring the boxes out anymore, but it's just really helpful to have all the information so that I can give it to you. But yeah, we've got here a 12-year-old single cask, non-chill filtered, no added colour. It's it's cask number 1930. I could even give you a distilled date and a bottle date if you really care for it, and that's the 6th of December 2011 and bottled in September 2024. Outturn 357 bottles and bottled at 57.1%. This is selling for 100 quid over on their website, and that's pretty much the only place you're going to be able to get this bad boy. No other information other than those things there, so let's get into the whiskey and see what we got. The colour on this thing, as you might well have seen just from it sitting there, is unbelievable. It's so good. I mean, there's no information on the kind of the freshness of the cask, but looking at it, man, that's you know, that was a fresh cask for sure. So yeah, let's look into it. Let's have a go on the nose. Now, this is a funny one because one of the things I don't tend to do with my videos, I try really hard not to research tasting notes. I tend to research things like about the distillery, about the bottle, whatever, anything that I think is important that you guys need to know. I very rarely go searching for whiskey tasting notes unless I'm really struggling with it. These guys have tasting notes. I mean, they're literally plastered all over the back here, so they're pretty hard to avoid. Now, often I find marketing tasting notes to be a bit fluffy. You know, they're not my style, put it that way. You know, if you look at like, you know, SMWS tasting notes, for example, they can be very exuberant. So whenever that happens, obviously I'm boiling it down to my basic tasting notes to give to you guys. Sometimes you get the tasting notes on the back of the bottle and they're bang on. You know, they're not over exuberant, they're not too fluffy, as using my own words. And I wrote my tasting notes down and then looked at the back of this and I was like, they're not identical, but they're pretty close. They're pretty close, I will say. So on the nose, I had this down as, you know, dried fruits, as you might expect from Oloroso, sultanas, raisins. I've got it down as dark chocolate and coffee beans. Now, if you read the back of the bottle, on the nose, they've got rich chocolate, mocha, salted caramel, orange zest, heather honey, and winter truffle. So not exactly the same. They've got a few extra in there than me, but yeah, the basics are pretty much the same. On the palate, I would say the palate translates largely similarly to the nose, but for me, I got a massive dollop of treacle and a cinnamon finish, which actually just keeps going on and on and on and on and on. Now, tasting notes on here: dried orchard fruits, mocha again, black forest gatto. I'm not a fan of that, so I don't really get that on it. Followed by muscovado sugar, honeycomb, treacle and cinnamon, and crystallized ginger. So again, there's a few extras there, but not bad tasting notes, I think. You know, like so often I'll look at official tasting notes and just be like, I just don't get that. I just don't get it at all. But whatever, you know, tasting notes are subjective, so what I get you won't get, blah blah blah. But it's just really refreshing to see tasting notes that are well within my wheelhouse and actually what I'm getting from the whiskey. Now, I mean, that is stunning. It, in terms of the ABV, it's high. You know, 57.1 is high, but I would say it doesn't smell 57.1. It definitely tastes it. You know, on the back end of the palate, you're definitely getting that ABV alcohol explosion. that just benefits it all. It all just makes it grow and be flavourful. And I mean, dare I say it, 100 quid, it's a lot of money, and people are going to find value in that or they won't. But if you're a fan of GlenAllachie, man, there's no way you're not going to be happy with that. There's no way. You know, like the standard releases aren't a hell of a lot less than that. They obviously are a little bit, but they're not a hell of a lot less than that. So to get a single cask, 12-year-old, I mean, this cask, like I said earlier, just judging by the colour of the thing, must have been super fresh, a really good quality cask, hence the reason why they've selected it for this particular bottling. And I just think that, yeah, literally any fan of GlenAllachie is going to be happy here, for sure. Absolutely stunning liquid, and again, you know, if you're a member of my local whiskey club, you're probably going to get to try this at some point in the future as well, because this is one of those whiskies where you absolutely must share it, without a doubt. It's too good to hoard, basically. But yeah, there you go. Let me know what you think about this in the comments below, and I'll catch you again on more videos coming soon. Cheers.